The evidence to prove that the Earth is not a spinning ball is as follows. 1. If we were living on a spinning globe, airplanes would constantly have to dip their noses down every few minutes to compensate for the curvature of the Earth. With a circumference of 25,000 miles, the Earth would be constantly curving at the speed of an airplane. In reality, however, they never do this. They learn how to fly based on a level flat plane. Also, if the Earth was spinning, the airplanes going west would get to their destination much faster since the Earth is spinning in the opposite direction. If the atmosphere is spinning with the Earth, then airplanes flying west would have to fly faster than the Earth's spin to reach its destination. In reality, the Earth is flat and airplanes just fly level and reach their destination easily because the Earth is not moving. Planes could not land if Earth was moving or spinning. 2. The experiment known as Airy's failure proved that the stars move relative to a stationary Earth and not the other way around. By first filling a telescope with water to slow down the speed of light inside, then calculating the tilt necessary to get the starlight directly down the tube, Airy failed to prove the heliocentric theory since the starlight was already coming in the correct angle with no change necessary, and instead proved the geocentric model correct. Airy's failure explained. 3. The Michelson-Morley and Sagnac experiments attempted to measure the change in speed of light due to Earth's assumed motion through space. After measuring in every possible different direction in various locations, they failed to detect any significant change whatsoever, again proving the stationary geocentric model. Michelson-Morley experiment. 4. If gravity is really a force strong enough to hold the world's oceans, buildings, people and atmosphere stuck to the surface of a spinning ball, then it is impossible for gravity to also simultaneously be weak enough to allow little birds, bugs, and planes to take off and travel freely unabated in any direction. If gravity is strong enough to curve the massive expanse of oceans around a globular Earth, it would be impossible for fish and other creatures to swim through such forcefully held water. Everything on our flat Earth is naturally arranged by density and mass. 5. Ship captains in navigating great distances at sea never need to factor the supposed curvature of the Earth into their calculations. Both plain sailing and great circle sailing, the most popular navigation methods, use plane, not spherical trigonometry, making all mathematical calculations on the assumption that the Earth is perfectly flat. If the Earth were in fact a sphere, such an errant assumption would lead to constant glaring inaccuracies. Plain sailing has worked perfectly fine in both theory and practice for thousands of years, however, and plane trigonometry has time and again proven more accurate than spherical trigonometry in determining distances across the oceans. If the Earth were truly a globe, then every line of latitude south of the equator would have to measure a gradually smaller and smaller circumference the farther south traveled. If, however, the Earth is an extended plane, then every line of latitude south of the equator should measure a gradually larger and larger circumference the farther south traveled. The fact that many captains navigating south of the equator assuming the globular theory have found themselves drastically out of reckoning, more so the farther south traveled, testifies to the fact that the Earth is not a ball. The South Pole does not exist. Antarctica truth. 6. The horizon always rises to meet your eye level, never, no matter how high in altitude you go. Even at 20 miles up, the horizon rises to meet the observer, camera. This is only physically possible if the Earth is a huge endless flat plane. If Earth were a globe, no matter how large, as you ascended the horizon would stay fixed and the observer, camera would have to tilt downward, looking down further and further to see it. Horizon always at eye level,